Nakakaawa. Nakakaawa talaga mga Pilipino. Ano pa ba ang kailangan i-expose sa inyo? Ano pa ang dapat niyong malaman para kayo kumilos? Sige nga, sabihin niyo at gagawin ko. Can you comment? Ano pa ang kailangan niyong malaman para kumilos kayo para ipagtanggol niyo ang inyong bayan? Si Colonel Grijaldo hanggang ngayon nakakulong pa, I believe, sa Station 6. Police, di ba? Sa panahon ngayon, bumabalik yung sinasabi ng mga dilawan na kadiliman na panahon ng martial law. Actually, legal naman yung martial law kung ito ay ipapatupad ng tama, kung totoong may nag-destabilize sa gobyernong matinong gobyerno. Diba? Nasa batas yan eh. Pero, kami ba? Ang mga vloggers ba like you? Gumagamit ba kami ng pera ng Pilipino? Nagnanakaw ba kami? Ano ba?
Okay. I want to answer her. Okay. Dali. So, well, this is my, again, yeah, infrared. I put it in my bed, no? Anyway, what do you call this? Sagutin natin yung tanong niya. Ano pa raw gagawin niya para kumilos daw ang mga Pilipino? Okay? I want to answer that. Medyo complicated, but I can put it in a good perspective, okay? Of number one, okay. Alam mo, when you ask a question or may sinisisi ka, ang number one, ipopoint mo yung sarili mo, not the others, okay? So, bakit ako hindi lumalabas? Ba't hindi ako nagmamarcha, hindi ako nagpupunta EDSA, ba't hindi ako ma-attend ng maisog rally, whatever. Number one, kasi I already grew up during the martial law days. So, sanay na ako, no? Sanay na ako for so many years. I was still a kid when martial law was declared. And then, nagtatrabaho na ako. Imagine mo I haven't, nasa elementary pa yata ako. Younger elementary. I think it was grade 2 or something like that. Then, nawala sila Marcos. I was already working in the casino. I was already 26 years old, no? Nung nawala si Marcos. Just imagine how long we waited for the Marcoses na maalis. Okay? For some reason, we're supposed to be on the same party, Nacionalista, with Marcos. Because my mom used to be a politician. Well, she ran sa Makati, then she lost. And then later on, so nakinig siya doon sa, I think we were first exposed, no, to doon sa rally ng mga laban. It was the first democratic election. I think that was 1977 or 1978. No, 77 or 76, something like that. Wherein Ninoy Aquino run for the assemblyman. Marcos declared a parliamentary government. Ginawa niyang Prime Minister Cesar Birata. Then he called for assemblyman. So meaning to say, so assemblyman parang Congress. Per kunyari Metro Manila, ang ginawa niya per region. Metro Manila, there's supposed to be 21 candidates. The highest 21 will win. Okay? After the election results came out, guess ko nasa si Ninoy Aquino. Nasa number 22. Anyway, we campaigned for him. kami, mga batch namin sa Agustin. San Agustin before was more of like an opposition. We were anti-Marcos. Mga teacher namin sa San Agustin noon, mga communists. They are left-leaning. Left-leaning. Isa lang naman, no? Yung sa social studies. Anyway, so now what you're saying, balik tayo, no? The new generation now, siyempre yung mga matatanda or yung lumaki during the Marcos time, kumbaga maning-mani ito. Okay? Maning-mani itong ginagawa nila Marcos, nila Romualdez, compared to what the Marcoses did during their time. Lumala lang naman sila Marcos nung after 1969. Nung 4 years niya na una, 1965 to 69, okay siya eh. So, lumala talaga siya noong 69, probably abuse of power. And then, their worry now was two-term president lang si Marcos. So, he has to vacate by 1972. If he wins on 1969, well, which he won, I think naman tama yung election result. Nanalo talaga siya doon against Osmeña. No? Then, their problem was how to secure power after 1972. Nung they came out with an idea wherein Imelda would run for president, tiray nila. Maraming nagalit. Even the own camp of Marcos will not allow it. Umayaw si Enrile, umayaw si Ramos, si Ber pumayag, si mga Coangcos, medyo neutral. Ano pa ba? Sino ba mga ano niya? Mga power broker during no? Well, it was only few, no? Enrile, sila Ople, Ber, Ramos, mostly from the military. So, and then they made a survey. They made a mock surveys, whatever. Then, lumabas, Imelda will not win against any candidate if she run. So, process of elimination, tinanggal yon. So, next was to bribe Congress to pass a bill and to declare a parliamentary form of government, to change the government so that Marcos will be elected naman as the president or prime minister. Doon nahuli yung may nag-expose na congressman, I think si Quintero, Congressman Quintero, wherein yung envelope na pinaabot ni Imelda sa Congress, binuking niya. I forgot the name of the case. Quintero case, headline yon. Google nyo. Quintero, Quintero. Quintero case. It made the headline. Siyempre wala pang martial law, no? So, in-headline ni ganito, Manila Times, those newspapers during that time, no? Then, so it failed. So, nag-fail na naman yung bribing the congressman. Now, so, the only thing left was to declare martial law. Okay. So, si Enrile, nag-fake accident siya. Inamin naman niya to, ha? You cannot put libel on me. Inamin mo yon during the EDSA Revolution. Na na-aksidente ka, na may assassination attempt sa'yo sa Cagayan, pero peke pala yon. Para lang makadeclare si Marcos ng martial law. Okay? Now, of course, ando dun yung Plaza Miranda bombing na sinasabi niya which made him declare martial law as well. Pero actually, yung Totoo naman yon, yung martial law was done by Aquino and the Communist Party. Sila, Marcos season tuloy, sila, ano pangalan ng season na yon? The Communist, no? So yon. So, the declaration of martial law was because it was not, pag nag-declare kasi yung presidente ng martial law na. Walang pakialam. Ang kalaban niya lang ng military pa. So, pag hawak niya sa bayag, yung mga military, then, tuloy ang martial law. Abolish ang, ando pa rin yung Supreme Court, pero hawak niya sa leeg. Abolish ang Congress, abolish ang Senate. So, there's a one-man rule, authoritarian rule during martial law. Now, okay, let's go back to the real issue about Maharlika. Yan siya. Ba't hindi pa kumikilos yung mga tao, no? Ang kikilos dyan siguro yung mga edad ko or lower than me, 10 years younger or older, yan yung kikilos. But yung mga Gen Z, millennials, they might, baby boomers, they will. Mga baby boomers, anti-Marcos talaga yan. But, yun ang problema natin, no? The Gen Z, walang pakialam sa politics. Siguro pag nakita nga nila to, actually, they don't watch my blog. Marami ako agents na Gen Z, kahit ako yung boss nila, whatever, they don't watch my blog or they don't even read my posts because they don't give a damn. So, medyo napabayaan yung paglaki ng mga Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Although may mga matatalino sa Amerika, sa ibang country, pero dito I don't see any bright future for Gen Z. Most of them are really, I don't want to mention it, baka marami na magalit sa akin. Mahina, okay? Mahina dito, mahina sa diskarte, mahina sa lahat. Full of ego, no? Full of ego. Doon ako bilib. Alam mo kami, yung generation namin, lumaki kami walang ego. Wala talaga. Alam niyo ba, lumaki ako, I never knew na matangos pala yung ilong ko. I never knew na may kaya pala yung family ko. Talaga, akala ko mahirap kami. At akala ko talaga pangit ako. Nainggit pa nga ako doon sa mga ibang classmate ko na may nakatira sa apartment. Samantalang yung bahay namin, ang laki-laki sa Makati Avenue, mansion, and yet, I thought we were poor. Kasi naman, pinalaki kami ng magulang namin talagang we were not spoiled. Pinapalo kami ng belt, pinapalo sa asin, walang baon, walang ano, we cannot even buy toys. We cannot. Alam mo kung ano laruan ko? Apoy. Nagsusunog ako ng shoebox. Then, or minsan binabaha ko yung garden. Nag-i-imagine ako may flood. Then, may tao ko, yung tao ng chess, yung kingdom niya, yung queen. Yun ang laruan ko. So anyway, let's go back, no? So I think, ang problem natin is the Gen Z, no? Na walang pakialam until maghirap yan. Tanggalin mo lahat yung leisure and pleasure ng Gen Z, magre-react yan. Pero for now, may trabaho pa naman sila, although hirap na hirap sila, kayod to death. Yung mga buhay, galing kay Duterte, may pera pa yung mga tao. Katulad ko, ako naman, nung Duterte and nung 2010, nakaipon talaga ako ng pera. No? So, I have properties now. Most of them may fully paid and some of them ina-amortize ko, which patapos na lahat. So, I have money left to spend. Okay? So, the problem is, ito mga hanggang hindi nagsasuffer ang mga Filipino, I don't think so they will march on the street. Unless patayin si Sara Duterte or si Rodrigo Duterte, magmamarcha mga tao. Or if Sara Duterte will be on the street and invite people to surround her, then lalabas yung mga tao. Otherwise, kunyari Maharlika, nasa Amerika ka, hindi ka susundin. Although you have a lot of followers, tama lahat sinasabi mo. ine-expose mo lahat na kasamaan ng mga kung sino-sino, no? And we believe you, we support you, we patronize you, we give you thanks for your braveness and your honesty, despite na ikaw yung nangampanya kay Marcos. Busit nga ako sa iyo noon eh, nung kinakampanya mo yan. Kasi ako noon, Isko Moreno ako. Anyway, so well, supposed to be Sara ako, tapos di siya tumakbo din, Isko. Anyway, so that's the thing, no? Antayin natin maghirap pa yung iba before, this let go. I don't know if the military will parat sila nananakot until now. Alam mo, lately nawala sila, ha? Yung mga general na nagbablog, nawala. For some reason, nawala. I don't know, hindi namin mention, no? So, for me, you know what? I'm living my life. I'm enjoying my life from day to day. I don't carry baggage. I don't carry like, ito mas mahal ko nito eh. Ito, kaaway ko to eh. Ito, mas pinahirapan ako noon eh. No, wala ako noon. I enjoy my life. I say what I want to say. If I hurt people, I'm sorry. Wala akong magagawa because what I'm speaking is coming from my heart. Yun lang yun. Kung nasasaktan kayo, ibig sabihin, ano na yun? Ibig sabihin, totoo yung sinasabi ko, di ba? Anyway, so yun, no? To answer Maharlika, medyo mahaba na to, no? I want to talk more about ego, about, lately, nakikita ko na naman with a lot of people who still haven't changed throughout the years. Alam nyo, hindi tayo permanente sa mundong to. We will not live up to 120 years. Katarantaduhan yun. In 20 years, mamamatay na kami. 1 billion people will die in the next 20 years. Kasama ako doon. So I'm enjoying my life now. I don't even pressure myself. I listen to my music, I listen to my passion, like this, blogging, kahit walang nanonood sa akin, walang nagla-like, I don't stop. I don't stop, really. You know what, hindi naman to sa popularidad, it's more of me expressing myself, or me writing. Kasi pag nagsusulat ako, parang, alam mo yung parang ka nasa trance ako pag nagsusulat ako eh, yung parang tuloy-tuloy, I don't even think pag tuloy-tuloy yun. Yung mga binablog ko mahaba, wala pang 10 minutes po yun. Mabilis naman ako mag-type kasi. I don't pause. Na, wait, tama ba sinasabi ko? No, diretso yun. Yung parang what I feel is what I write. Para ako nakasalita nun. So, for me, yun lang yun, no? Two issues, bakit hindi umaal sa mga Filipino? And then, for other people, please. We have few more years left here in lalo, alam mo ba, kung kami matatanda na or whatever, and then kayo, mga bata pa, do not push your luck too much because a lot of younger people now are dying ahead of us. A lot of people are dying at 35, 40, heart attack, kidney, cancer. So, because of your poor lifestyle. So, don't push your luck. Pero, according to science, according to statistics, according to 1 billion will die in the next 20 years. Due to aging. Okay? Not because of a disaster or World War III or zombies, no. Malay mo, matuloy yung zombie, no? Zombies are impossible to happen. The virus cannot mutate that fast to the body. Okay? The fastest the virus can ito naman ako sa ina, no? I'm a fucking nerd. Anyway, the fastest a virus can really affect the body is through rabies. Because rabies is a virus. So that's how long before it can control your brain. Sa rabies yata 2 weeks. or 10 days. Wala yung sa film na pakilagat ka, may zombie ka na, no. It cannot. The virus is very weak. Tandaan nyo, ha. The virus is very weak. Mas ano pa ang bacteria. Pero the virus, no. It's a weak creature, but it's hard to kill it. And creepy. I think that's it.